Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be going over a Togetic team that I created. It's going to be Togetic in the front, and then what did I have in the back? Defense Deoxys and Umbreon. So it's kind of just a really bulky team. Togetic, I think, is the bulkiest fairy type in Pokemon Go for Great League. So definitely wanted to try it out with this very bulky team. So if you haven't, definitely hit the subscribe button, and let's get into the video. All right, so we have here game one against Umbreon. Obviously, facing Umbreon here in the beginning is going to be really good for us. And then they come in here with Registeel. We decide to throw the Dazzling Gleam just to get some damage in, and then we're going to throw in DD. So we can take this first move pretty easily. Like I said, this team is very bulky. We're trying to soak as much charge move damage as possible. You want to throw the Thunderbolt, obviously. It's neutral. And I decided to throw here again to try to KO before they get another move off, just so I can save shields for the Togetic. They come in with Medicham. They're actually going to get a big time farm here, but we're going to be able to throw a Thunderbolt into the Medicham, even though it is reduced because we did throw the Psycho Boost. I decide with that extra damage, I'm just going to go in with Umbreon. I can probably get, this is probably within range to get KO'd by 2 foul plays. I just want to make sure that I'm still doing the move timing correctly. Throw odd number, basically, Snarls. They come back in with their Umbreon, and they throw foul play. So the first thing that means to me is that this Umbreon probably has Psychic. I have run into a few with Psychic. Just on the off chance there, I guess. But it's actually really good for us, except that our Umbreon's actually so low that it might not matter. I decide I want to save my Umbreon, though, and I throw in this DD. I actually tried to catch the move. I thought they were going to throw the foul play. But now I have a move loaded on Umbreon. I'm going to wait the timer out and then come in Togetic. And unfortunately, we do have to throw... Oh, maybe they are running just foul play? I don't know. It's beginning of the season, so you never know with the move sets. But definitely don't throw foul play into Togetic. If you have Psychic or Last Resort, you're going to want to throw those. So that you're not throwing a resisted move into it. I decided to throw this resisted Ancient Power just to try to get the shield or maybe even get the boost within it, because we're going to get outpaced if we don't throw that before the Dazzling Gleam. I decide to go all the way up to 100 energy, or as many as I can before they're going to throw KO this, and then we have the Umbreon here at the end. I decide I'm just going to throw the Ancient Power because I'm actually so low that I might actually get KO'd by a foul play, and I kind of just want to do as much damage as possible, and I know that I have the Last Resort, but I got to make sure that I go in there and not get caught, and then, yeah, almost ran out of time, but... coming in with the Togetic into the Skarmory, the opponent does get a late start here, so we end up coming in with DD. Maybe they thought DD is their starter Pokemon considering they lagged at the beginning, but them staying in this matchup's really good. Skarmory is actually really good against this team. I think that also Registeel is pretty good against this team. I guess really the Steel type's going to be pretty good against this team, even though DD has play against all the Steel types and Umbreon usually has play against everything. Even running into Registeel, Umbreon's okay with it. Anyways, they come back in with the Quagsire here, and I just try to throw up as much damage as I can. I'm going to swap because DD still has a lot of health here, and if they do have a Steel type in the back, so they'd be ABA Steel, I want to make sure that I have some sort of super effective damage, so that counter damage is pretty good. They end up coming with the Medicham into our Umbreon. Also, another thing to note on the DD is that we're not going to get farmed down by the mud shots from Quagsire, so there's still a potential to get another move off even against that Quagsire. Like I said, they end up coming in with Medicham. Umbreon, pretty good against Medicham. I mean, it's not the best, obviously, but it's not as bad as you would think, so we end up just letting this go down. They actually have Dynamic Punch. I'm going to come in with Togetic, and I can take an Ice Punch here, to be honest, so probably no shield. Save the shields for the Quagsire. Stone Edge is the biggest move left, and it's not like we're going to get one shot by Ice Punch, so just going to take that, preserve our shield. But we do have the Dazzling Gleam here. I think this is probably enough to KO the Quagsire. Quagsire does have pretty decent bulk, but Dazzling Gleam is a massive move. All right, opponent comes in with Lantern. We go straight into DD. They come in with Umbreon. Things not looking great in this game already. They counter both of our matchups, but DD is also not that bad against Umbreon either. You have the counter damage at least, which is super effective. And then you have massive bulk, so you probably don't get KO'd here by 2 foul plays. It's actually pretty close. I guess it depends on your IVs, but there's no trading DDs, so we just throw the, because it's mythical, so we just throw the Psycho Boost here, even though it's double resisted, just to do any amount of damage left. And then Togetic against Umbreon here is fine, no shield. Probably this is Last Resort or Psychic. It is the Psychic. And we're going to get a little bit more energy before throwing this Dazzling Gleam. The odds of them shielding are pretty low, but Ancient Power also wouldn't have KO'd, and I don't want to take another move of damage. And now we have Umbreon with shields. We have shield advantage and an Umbreon. They do throw here. And they end up catching on, I think this was a Machamp. Sucks for us, but I think I can shield and throw Last Resort into this and KO it. Shadow Machamp is very frail, just to know. So you win the 1-0 shield here with Umbreon against Machamp. So, they actually have a shield still. That's right. Probably they should have used it. But we're allowed to get a move off here on Umbreon, which is pretty nice. I'll probably swap so that I don't get farmed down. And then we have to decide whether or not we're going to bait or go for the Dazzling Gleam. And then we have to decide whether or not they're going to bait and go for the Thunderbolt. I decided to shield, assuming that they'll go for it. And then we're going to go for the bait to try to give ourselves a chance to make it to that Dazzling Gleam. I think, I remember this game. I did throw the Ancient Power here. I definitely should have just gone for the Dazzling Gleam, but they would have made it to Thunderbolt. They just didn't throw right away for some reason, and probably because in the end it looks like they were going to go for 2 Serps. So my own fault here. Just want to showcase that we could have won that, even though they had all 3 counters for all of our Mon. All right, Altaria lead, one of the best ones for us. They actually end up catching, though, here on Azumarill. Good catch by them. I'm going to go straight into DD. We have the Thunderbolt, which is going to be super effective. But Altaria is one of the best Mon we like to see in the front, since we double resist the Dragon Breaths. And we have super effective Fairy Wind. Fairy Wind and Rock Slide and Dazzling Gleam. Everything's super effective. So, yeah. Gonna throw this move to try to KO without having to shield. Ends up living, so I really regret throwing it, but it is what it is. You'll live this anyways, but I could have had a lot of energy going into this last matchup and then not be debuffed, possibly. But, we throw a Psycho Boost into this Altaria. We come back into the good matchup. They've already caught once on us. If I remember right, they're about to catch again, which I cannot believe because I'm throwing at such random times. They end up coming with Medicham. And I think I'm going to switch over to Umbreon here. I go for the catch. They caught twice, so I'm going to catch as well. This matchup's not that bad, but they end up having Power Up Punch. So, again, now this is a lot worse, obviously, because they have energy and they're ramping up their counter damage, which is super effective. But, it's a decent matchup. We just want to do as much damage as we can to this. I'm not going to use any shields on Umbreon. We're going to save our shields for Togetic. And we're just going to try to get moves off here. Probably we're going to get one of the shields right here, since we survived this 3rd power-up punch. And probably I can go for a 1-shield farm down. I actually have Ancient Power here, so I want to pressure the shields here. I end up getting the boost. I'm just going to shield farm down. And then we probably need to Dazzling Gleam the Altaria, just because it's going to one-shot, and we don't want to risk anything. But looks like we CMP here onto their Sky Attack, and this is going to definitely destroy this Altaria. All right, we have 3 more games. So Alolan Sandslash here, you definitely don't want to stay in if you can, because DD can actually farm this all the way down. Even with that super effective move of Shadow Claw, we're just going to go for the full farm down because the counters are double super effective. So we end up winning the swap here. They come back in with their Sableye. Sableye, again, another good matchup for Togetic, just because they can throw the foul play at you, but you're going to resist it. Or they can throw the return at you, And since if they throw the return at you and you end up shielding, you just have this massive energy advantage. I decided to come in Umbreon here because it can soak a lot of this damage, and it's pretty easy for Umbreon to take on the Sableye. And I didn't want to try to go for some weird bait thing with Togetic and Sableye, where we're both going for the big moves, and whether or not we're going for the big moves, I'd rather just come in Umbreon and not shield at all. So they end up coming in Reggie here at the end. Obviously not that great. I decided that my win con is probably Umbreon, and I want to try to catch a Zap Cannon onto this Togetic. I think it actually ends up being a Focus Blast. So obviously I think we double resist that. And I'm just going to throw these Rock Slides. Even though it is resisted, we're just trying to do as much shield pressure as possible. And I already know I'm not going to shield Togetic anymore at all. So I'm just going to let that go. Try to get the extra damage. And they're 2 foul plays away from getting KO'd, and they have a shield, so it's going to take 3. But we're never going to get farmed down from here. We definitely outpace. We have 2 shields. We're in a good position here. I think this was the right win con here, calling Umbreon as the win condition and sacrificing Togetic. So yeah, we get the we get the back-to-back foul play here, and it's going to KO the Reggie. Sweet. All right, Dugong, another bad lead. I decided to come in Umbreon because DD is going to be a better answer to the Dugong later, so I want to just come in with the more neutral matchup and hope that they switch. They actually end up coming in with Lantern. So Umbreon wins this, I believe, in all shield scenarios, but we are going to get hit by the better move here, Thunderbolt. So right now they're on pace to do really well. But again, we already have a little bit of an energy advantage, and Umbreon's good into this matchup. So just throw on correct timings. I thought I threw right there, but I end up, I think, not throwing. So I go one more. This next one doesn't KO, but we can always shield farm down if they let it go. If they don't let it go, we can shield throw a move. Again, just trying to throw on good timing as much as possible. Going to throw one more Snarl and then throw a foul play. This will definitely KO the Lantern, and now we've gotten switched back. Now we have Dugong onto DD, which is where we want it. And I might even be able to get a foul play. Yes, I do get a foul play onto this Dugong. So Dugong going to take a little bit of damage, but actually going to have a ton of farm. That's going to be okay, though. Hopefully the thing in the back is going to be weak against Togetic, which it probably should be. I imagine if you have Dugong in the front, you're going to want an anti-fighter in the back, which Togetic's at the very least going to be neutral. But if it's something like probably a Noctowl or an Altaria, you're going to have the big advantage with the Ancient Power. So we'll see where we're at here. Double reduced. I decide not to throw a move since we're already been debuffed twice, and I'll save that. I'll save DD's energy for a possible late game that we're going to get into here with the Noctowl, and we're going to just throw the Ancient Powers. I'm going to be able to get to 2 before they get to another move because they threw Shadow Ball, and they're definitely going to go for a shield on this one, and I'm probably just going to let Togetic go, even though I do get the buff here. Because I just want to get to a Thunderbolt on DD, and I already have that shield, one shield available to me, so I'm in a good position here to just KO this Noctowl. Yeah, I decided not to use Medicham on this team, but Medicham could be used, but I thought DD was actually really good here. Another Skarmory lead. I end up coming with the DD. They stay in for a while, which makes me really scared of the Brave Bird. So I probably will end up shielding this first one. Now, they ended up shielding, and now the timers are really distended. So I'm okay shielding this, even if it is a bait. It does end up being the Brave Bird. They go for a little bit more farm. They go for a catch. It is a Registeel. Luckily enough, we're glad to see it here, to be honest. I'm going to be able to get 1 Thunderbolt off, maybe 2. Yeah, we definitely get the 2 off. I might shield, though, to keep DD in. But we're not going to make it to the Thunderbolt, so it's going to be close. I think I actually end up going for the Thunderbolt here, but there's no way you make it before. Yeah, that was a bad play by me there. But it is pretty low. Now the question is, do I bring in Togetic? Yes. So I'm going to go for a little bit over farm, and then I know Ancient Power is probably enough here. They end up catching on Skarmory. That's tough. I'm going to come in with the Umbreon, and I believe they're at another Brave Bird here. If they do, Brave Bird will farm down. If not, we'll probably have to throw before they throw again. They do go to Brave Bird if we do farm down. The Registeel is one foul play away from getting KO'd, so I throw here right away. Ends up being a Water Gun Lantern. So I'm probably going to throw right away again, and then maybe try to conserve energy to try to get 2 foul plays. But I'm really low here, and the fact that it's Water Gun means that probably Surf's going to be enough to KO me. And it slightly isn't, and then they bring in the Registeel to take this move. And that's going to be good for us. And then I come in Togetic, and I know I just need a Dazzling Gleam. I'll outpace it to a Thunderbolt, and that's GG. So yeah, you saw a couple good matchups that Togetic has in the lead. Umbreon, Altaria, Sableye, Medicham. If these are things that you see in the front, which obviously there's a lot of the good Mon. If these are the things that you see in the front, this is definitely the Mon you're going to want to go with. If you're not, then maybe put this in the back, because those Mon are definitely in the meta somewhere. Also, you can use a lot of different things in the back. Something like Registeel is actually really good in the back. I didn't want to use Registeel or Medicham, so if you want to use like DD and Registeel, or maybe Alolan Sandslash, Walrein was another one I tried, but I didn't really like. But you could try Shadow Walrein and Umbreon. Yeah, those are good things that can complement Togetic. So thank you for watching, and hopefully you subscribe to the channel, and we're going to be coming out with so much content, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.